Hey, logic students, this is your welcome back to school video for logic. I am looking forward to having you as students. Wow, I cannot believe that one of my sons is now an 8th grader. That is crazy to me. Why logic? Okay, why logic? That's probably one of the questions that many of you are asking. Is this just another class we have to take? Well, no. Logic is this. I'm old school. I love writing on a whiteboard, so I have a white piece of paper here. So the art and science of reasoning well. And so that is where we want to be. Mr. Beamer will later help you develop this in rhetoric using your skills. In rhetoric, you will learn that there are 3 components to a persuasive speech. Our goal at FCA, we have the quadrivium, which deals with the maths and sciences, but we also have the musics, and we have the trivium. Okay, the goal of the trivium is to be at some point a good man who speaks well. Okay, in order to speak well, you must reason well. So you have these components of a speech: the logos, the pathos, the ethos. So you'll learn more about these, but as you're trying to persuade someone in an argument, you need to have a good argument has all 3 of them well. Well, hopefully you can see this word logos. Okay, this is the arrangement and the how basically does your argument make sense? Does it reason well? And so that's part of logic, is that we are wanting to begin to discover how to reason well, reason better. And so why in the 8th grade year is probably another question. Well, and you could probably attest to this possibly. And parents, I know that you can attest to it. I know I can, speaking as a parent. These 8th graders and middle schoolers, they like to argue. They argue about just about anything. Well, let's take that enthusiastic energy of arguing about just about everything, and let's teach them to argue well. Let's reason well so that we can argue well. For example, a bad argument would be a political candidate saying something about, hey, my party does not feel that we should raise taxes to pay for an airport. And the other political candidate says, you're stupid. Okay, well, clearly we see something's not right here. This is called fallacious reasoning. All right, and that was actually called an ad hominem attack. Okay, ad hominem, you can see kind of person or being. This means to the man, to the person. Okay, and so the person who's wanting to have a discussion about airports or raising taxes, the other person just claims you're stupid. Well, there's no argument. He's not coming up with a counter argument or anything. He's just sticking it to the man. All right. And so one of the books that you'll be using is this one, and I really like this. It's a little older, some of the stories in there, but it's helping us to recognize bad reasoning. So we're going to be doing Fallacy Fridays, and so that not every Friday, but many Fridays we'll be dealing with fallacious reasoning. So really this is what we're doing. Essentially for this class you have 3 books. You'll have the introductory logic book, the intermediate logic book, and your fallacy detective. Okay, or fallacy, I call F.D, or your, if you see F.D in the grade book or in that's fallacy detective. Okay. The fallacy book is your street logic. This is the one that's going to say, if somebody calls you stupid, you're going to be able to recognize that fallacious reasoning and call it as it is and say, hey, that's an ad hominem attack. You have never even addressed my argument. Introductory logic gives us the basics, and then intermediate is more in the formal. So this is going to be more formal logic, and this as well, but it's more basics. And then we get into the formal. So they're going to look different. This is going to have truth tables and this going to ask the question, is this a valid argument? Does the structure of it make sense? So that is again, the ultimate goal is that we have young middle schoolers that have the art and science of reasoning well. And then later, the goal is to develop better arguments that involve these three components. And I'm not going to spoil it by telling you what these are, okay? But this is what we are focusing on here. And you can ask an older sibling or ask Mr. Beamer, what are these components of a good argument? All right. So again, I look forward to a super awesome day. Monday, we're going to be in house all day. Then Wednesday, we get to hit the ground running and start in your logic introduction. All right. So I am looking forward to you, and may the good Lord bless you. All right. Bye, guys.